What's going on, guys? Let's get some energy in here. How are you guys doing? All right, good. So I'm excited to be here. I usually maybe do about 1 to 2 keynotes every so often, every 60 days. So it's really cool to come here and like give more value to the community. I got introduced to Chris from one of my friends, Bridger, and he's in the sales space, and I was able to get connected. So I'm very excited to bring you guys some value. Has anybody here, I always ask this question because it's just interesting for me. Has anybody here ever seen any of my ads or my content? Sick. Okay, so a couple. Oh, you got my book with you? Dude, I love this guy. That is so badass. So I'm going to talk a lot about like low ticket funnels. And I know most of you are coaches and consultants. Okay, you're selling high ticket. Just to get a feel of the room, who here is at around like 30 to 100K a month? Okay, couple hands. Who here is above 100K a month? Okay, sick. And below 30? Okay, cool. So good room. So yeah, like I was introduced, I've spent over $35 million on ads. I run ads for some of the biggest brands and names out there. Guys like Andy Elliott, Pace Morby, Jamil Damji, Chris Crone, Brad Lee, Justin Waller, list goes on. So I'm very excited to give you guys this value. And these are the 4 main levers that I've used to really increase ROAS. Who here is currently running ads right now? Okay, cool. This is going to be massively valuable for you. I don't care if it's low ticket, high ticket, if you're doing a webinar, a VSL, application funnel, it does not matter. You know, if you're doing Facebook groups, obviously that's why you're here. If you're also running low ticket funnels as well, I'm going to be able to help you pull some awesome levers. Okay, so 4 key parts, which are the 4 levers, are about offers. Okay, as you all know, we always talk about irresistible offers. But like what actually makes not just your front end offer, but your ascension offer sexier? And what do I mean by sexier? You're making it stupid for the prospect to say no. Okay, it's not only about your front end. The big thing about increasing your ROAS that you can go home and do right now is how are you actually ascending your clients? Because a lot of us just get money on a one-time basis, and you're not ascending your clients into anything else. And having a product ladder, I'm going to really divvy this up over the next hour that we have together. Second is, what is a high converting sales funnel? Okay, a lot of you have funnels, you got group funnels, maybe you have a low ticket, maybe you got a book, whatever it looks like. The book that this gentleman was holding up is one of the biggest benchmarks on how I'm able to not just self-liquidate a funnel, but get high ticket people into my ecosystem. Because the book is one of the most important things because it's actually physical. So there's one thing I can give you right off the bat. It's that having something physical that you can give your clients or prospects to put in their hands is massively valuable. It's not like, just like a $7 digital product. Like I want someone to hold something in their hand and be like, hey, like this is what Wojo wrote. Not, yeah, I got stuck in my email, didn't get a chance to get to it. What's the login again? How do I log in? I go all physical. And I got a couple laughs because you've gotten emails before, support-wise, I have too, where it's like, oh, where's the login? Can you resend it to me? Yada, yada, yada. Also, what is the creative omnipresence? I run ads all over, from Facebook to Instagram to YouTube to TikTok. Omnipresence also includes long-form YouTube. For a lot of you coaches in this room, if you're not producing long-form YouTube, you are losing money every single day. I can't tell you enough. All of the content that I've made that's been so planned in short form, the reason why most coaches focus on short form is because they don't actually know how to build long form content and build value because they think that they have to pay some editor thousands of dollars a week to edit long form content. You don't. I learned this from Ravi Abuvala. Some of you might know who that is. It's one of my very good friends. And all of his Loom videos that he posts on long form crush more than short form content. People will take little bits, 15, 20 seconds, and run with it. I'd rather post a 5 to 7 minute Loom video, and either you post it in your community or you post it on YouTube. You don't have to have some crazy, sexy thumbnail. Okay, it's all about the curiosity and actually how you drive the traffic. I'm a big quality guy, not a quantity guy. Yeah, I get a lot of views and I have a lot of followers, but at the same time, I'd rather get 500 views on a YouTube long form video than get 10,000 views on a short form. Because the 500 people who watch that, they are search intent based, and they're going to come into my ecosystem pretty effectively and with money in hand. Okay, and then the last piece are the KPIs. Like, what are the numbers in the business that actually drive results? For a lot of you running ads right now, what is your cost per lead? What's the cost per qualified lead? What's your show rates? What's your close rates? What's your cash collected? What's your AOVs? What's your lifetime values? What's your ascension take rates? Like, all these other numbers in the business that we don't really track because we're so busy trying to make money or follow up with that prospect or, you know, build a video for the community or whatever it looks like. Like, we get too distracted. Just because you're doing more in your business does not mean you're going to make more. And I've simplified a lot of that over the last 8 to 12 months for sure. That's allowed us to grow. Okay? So over the last, this is a screenshot from Hyros. I haven't even updated this, but I have about a 4x lifetime ROAS, and this is from low ticket funnels to high ticket mixed. We run ads for 90 plus niches and verticals. They could be home services, coaches, consultants, service providers. I do e-com. I do every single niche you could think of except affiliate marketing and MLM. I stay away from those two niches because it just attracts the wrong people. And this has been, you know, part of most of my success is how I divvy up how you go from 6 figures to 7 to 8. And this is what most people do not realize. So for a lot of you in the room who want to hit 7 figures, who here does? Woo! Yeah, hope so. I divvy it up from starting all the way down here and all the way up to 8 figures. And I know this might seem really simple right now, but I'm going to really break down each key part of this. Because we have offers, and those offers can get bought. Those offers can get denied. Those offers are you pushing something out to the marketplace and getting a hell yes or a hell no. Okay, and that dictates a conversion rate. If you're able to harness a conversion rate on an offer, what can you now do? You can now be more omnipresent and post the same messaging across different platforms, which allows you to get clients from YouTube, from LinkedIn, to TikTok, to Instagram, to Facebook, whatever it is. You're going to know that if you take that same concept and move it to another platform or go through email, you're going to have the same conversion rate, or maybe a little less, or maybe a little more, okay? And then, what are the foundational KPIs? Like, before you even think about hitting $83,000 a month, which is 7 figures a year, you have to understand, like, what are my numbers before you scale? The amount of businesses that inside of my portfolio company or inside of our agency that we see is that people try to scale too fast. They want to make money too quickly. It's a wrong answer, okay? I've been in business now for 7 years. In year 4, we were doing about 600 grand a month, and then we had to come back down to 300 grand a month because I had to fire 10 people because they sucked. And then we scaled back up to 700, then came down to 550. And now I've been able to ferment these systems, and we do about 1.1 million a month across all of our, companies that I own. And it's been something that's been a long journey for me. And it really came into probably this is the one of the most important parts, which is your lifetime value drivers. If you can't drive lifetime value, then you're gonna have to keep paying more and more money on ads to keep consistently getting new people inside of your business. But if I can keep people long term, or you can partner with people, you can do affiliates, and you can have bolt-ons, and you can share data across businesses and niches, you're gonna have a better chance of having a more consistent, not just cash-generating business, okay? And then 7 figures, now that you have more eyeballs on you, you're collecting more data, you have to realize that people are looking at you. Regardless if you think it or not, people know who you are. You might be making 30K a month in this room, maybe you're making 10K a month, I don't care. People know who you are. And maybe it's just a small group of people, but people are watching you regardless. And you have to keep your reputation at all costs. Email and organic. Who here has an email list of at least 10,000 people? Okay. If you have an email list of at least 10,000 people, if you're in the high ticket space like you are, you should be making at least $3 to $5 per month per subscriber. If you're not, then you're doing email wrong. Email is one of the biggest levers for us. We have a list of maybe, I think it's 80-something thousand people. That's from free event signups, low ticket funnels, book calls, lead magnets, ManyChat pulling the email from an IG sequence. That list will make me probably about 300 grand a month, give or take. Email's huge. And then we have sales systems. So, some people in this room, who here is a solopreneur right now taking their sales calls still? And that's fine, don't worry, I'm not gonna pick on you, okay. If you are a solopreneur taking sales calls on your own, you have to realize that the sales system is what is going to drive you even further of how you replace yourself. A lot of people stay a solopreneur because they're scared to hand their sales calls off. They're like, oh, I close at 80%, I close at 60%. If I hire somebody, it's going to be 20%, 25%. I have to train that person into KPI. It doesn't matter. What's up, Bridger? And then we have lifetime value drivers, which are, how do I take my current customer, okay? And give me an example in this room. Just throw out a number of like what you charge for your front-end high ticket. Go. 10, 6, who said 6? 6, okay. 10 and 6. How do you turn that into 20, into 25, into 30? I hope everyone realizes that the most simplest things in your business sell. Simple sells every single time. All of the best offers that I've ran have been faster or better results or more of the same. So if you did one-on-one coaching for 3 months, what do you think I'm going to sell you? One-on-one coaching for another 3 months. I'm not going to sell you some other thing with a big name, make it something fancy. It's not going to convert as high, okay? I have a bunch of product ladders and offers that we have to allow people to move up, which is why you move into 8 figures. If I don't have products to solve your problems, where are people now going to go? They're going to go somewhere else. So if you have someone who's doing coaching with you and they're like, yeah, I'm really having this problem with my email list, or I'm having this problem with my marriage, or whatever it is, if you don't have another upsell to provide them value and you're getting this objection a lot, like for us, we only ran ads 3 years ago. That's all we did. It was, yeah, we'll just manage your ad campaigns, we'll build a landing page, but like everything else, we're really not gonna do. And now we started getting objections, and this was years ago. Now we do GHL and email and SMS, and like we have sales training weekly with our sales guys, and we do all of these things for our clients because we realize that their objections were speaking to us. And if they knew that they can go somewhere else and get it, they would have cut ties and they would go somewhere else, okay? And then we have bolt-ons. Bolt-ons can be other businesses. So we run a marketing firm. I am buying SaaS companies right now. I'm in the midst of doing negotiations on 2 of them. I need to bolt on other things to attract or share data across the board. Because if I buy a SaaS, I'm looking buying to a CRM that's just for home service companies. What is all of those people on that list need as well? They need ads. So I'm gonna buy the customer list. I'm buying the data. If they use that CRM, odds are they need more leads because they want to fill up their actual CRM. Okay, and that's a bolt-on. And then referrals. I get a lot of referrals from, friends or current clients, whatever it looks like. Referrals are the easiest money you'll ever make. You know how they always say like second money is the easiest? When you take your current clients and you ascend them, you're gonna make money hand over fist. And then when you get referrals, the referrals are easy to close. I don't know about you guys, but with referrals, I don't even have to do a sales call with referrals. Like most of the time it's like, hey, I heard from this guy that it's this amount a month. Just send me a link and I'll get started. I'm like, okay, fuck it, no sales call? All right, send the link to pay and then they're getting onboarded. So it's like you don't need to create yourself more work if you don't need to. And then affiliates. Affiliates is a whole different game. I'm still trying to figure that out, and we're in the midst of like building out this whole affiliate platform to have other businesses have their own portal to then send us clients and they track it with a link. Because they want to make money, right? Our clients want to be able to offset their retainers. That's up to them what they want to do. But you got to build a good affiliate structure for them want to actually send you clients. If you just go to your clients right now and you're like, yeah, if you send me a referral, I'll give you a $100 gift card. I'll be honest, no one cares. I'm going to give you $250. No one cares. I'm going to give you 10%. No one cares. What are the incentives? We have a whole affiliate ladder right now to where if they go, and we're releasing this next month, which is where if they send us 5 referrals or more that keep paying month after month, we will get them plane tickets and a hotel for a staycation. Like we're building a whole ladder of affiliates to where they're actually incentivized to want to care. Because here's the crazy part. If they go, and this is just like, you got to think about the psychology of people. If I send them on a plane and they go on vacation, what are they going to be thinking about the whole time? Who sent me here? And then they're going to send me more referrals. And they're going to take a video while they're there. They're going to tag me, all this stuff that we're trying to build. Obviously, it's got to make sense cost-wise. You're not just spending money just to spend money. Okay? Now, for some of you who don't know who I am, I'm going to go a little bit into it. I'm not going to harp too much. Name's Jason Wojo. I've done all of this cool stuff, ran a bunch of ads, scaled a bunch of brands. We've worked with, I think we've had over 9,000 high-ticket clients over the last 7 years. It's actually been insane. A lot of it's coaching. A lot of it is also done for you. Just depends on where they are in their journey. I own Wojo Media. We have 55-plus team members. Something that I did not add to this is that we just recently joined the Inc. 5000 list. That was a really cool feat that I wanted to hit for a while. I applied 3 years in a row, and I got denied every single year. And then last year, we had awesome growth. We were able to win. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And for 7 years now, I've been the go-to authority for paid ads. That also comes with probably being one of the most hated marketers online, which is fine, because when you decide to go that route, you just get more hate, and I'm okay with it. And I've also had the biggest following online in paid advertising. No one has more views, more followers. I don't even think more customers than I do. I don't say that to brag. I say that because you should be listening to what I have to tell you. I've been doing this for a while, and like most people who are in this space either dropped off or went to other businesses because they wanted quick cash grabs. I stuck with it longer, and that was just what I did. So, and then also I run at some of the biggest guys online, guys like Andy Elliott. This is a screenshot of basically the way I met Andy was through his book funnel. And it's the reason why I put out a book funnel too. He was running a book funnel with one upsell. And I was like, dude, what are you doing right now? This is like, you're losing money hand over fist. Let me revamp the book funnel, and then we have a private deal. But basically, I went into the whole funnel, fixed it, and I turned it into a high-ticket funnel on the back end, attached a sales team, integrated it, and I took it from, it was doing about, I don't know, like 80, 90K a month, and we used the same amount of spend, and I did 2.8 million within a month. Is that a month and a half? Yeah, about a month and a half. Integrated the sales team, took out all the stuff he was doing. Now he thinks I'm Jesus. So it's cool. And we built an awesome relationship. I've also been working with Ryan Pineda. I've ran ads for WealthCon. Some of you guys know what that event is. I did a lot of the ads for WealthCon. And then also, I didn't even make it a separate slide, but I recently started running ads for Brad Lee for his Real Merchant Services company. Chris Crone as well, ran a bunch of events for him with the property. And then Jamil Damji as well. And some of these are local. Okay, and this was, he does a Astro Blaster. It's like a SaaS. And then you learn how to do wholesaling. So I did the webinar launch for that as well. So here are the 4 key parts. We're going to go into every single one. You guys excited? Yep. All right, cool. So first one is developing an irresistible offer. Okay. And this, I know some of you already know what your offer is. I'm not trying to get too elementary. I'm going to go more high level with you. But you have to think about this as far as your ascension as well. A lot of you are in this room because you have a proof of concept. I want you to take these same methodologies that I'm going to teach you and think about how you can build an ascension offer around what people are already buying. And it's always the most boring things that I did in my business that like really crushed it for me. It's always the boring shit that sells. It just is. Okay? So I want you to focus on the ascension piece of where people go after your high ticket program. So if your offer sucks, you don't have any differentiation, and you now have more objections. Like, you're going to get more people on the phones who are like, yeah, but like, what if it doesn't work? Or like, oh, like, I got to think about this, or blah, 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 blah. Those objections are just because they don't want to be the one to tell you, but your offer just isn't sexy enough to get them excited. And they just won't flat out tell you that on the phone. They're not going to say like, yeah, that all sounds great, but like, your offer sucks. No one's ever said that on the phone. Usually they run around it. And they're like, oh, well, this part doesn't really make sense, or this part's not that great, or whatever it looks like for them, okay? So the other thing, too, is like the best offers that I've ever ran are mostly done for you. Done for you offers just crush, okay? Anybody here have a done for you offer? Yeah. You're going to get less objections on the phone, and even if they say no, you can downsell them. Do you downsell them into a DIY? Yes. Raise your hand if you do. Okay, not as many hands before. You should be downselling them into a DIY. Okay, not everyone is able to afford a DFY program because DFY is pricier. Okay, the DIY is really for you to prove to them that you're not just trying to take their money and run. Okay, so like the way that we do it is they can go DFY, or if I go to DIY, they can just do coaching, and they're going to pay 1/3 as less. They go into the ecosystem. They work with a coach. Either it's going to be myself, which is way more, or they're going to go to an actual like marketing lead, someone who I've pre-vetted and trained. They work with them for 5-6 weeks. We're like, hey, did you enjoy it? Awesome. More of the same. Or faster, better results, which is going to be DFY again. A lot of us just try to go for this one thing, and the more products that I was able to offer made the offer easier to say yes to. Okay? And you also need an offer and a turnaround and a guarantee that you can fulfill on. You see a lot of these people online who are like, I'm going to guarantee you 30 booked appointments in 30 days, blah, 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 or you don't pay. Dude, no. Okay? I want you all to really think about how stupid those offers sound when you hear them. Most of the time, it's just like, hey, you're just going to stop paying a retainer and you can cancel your contract. That's all they're doing. It's not you don't pay, and then they get fussy about refunds. It's not really an offer. It's just a way to get them to feel like they have the chance of getting a refund. So you're baiting people on the front end, and then you're lying to them basically on the sales call. It's stupid. I sell with brand, and I think that for a lot of you in this room, you should be doing the same. You need something longevity-based, not just the offer's so important, but if you don't have a brand, then you can't really sell it well. Like when we go on calls, all of my ads, we never have a guarantee. Never did, never will, right? Because I've built a massive brand for the last 7 years. I don't need to have a guarantee. People go on the phone and they're like, yeah, I know who Wojo is. Yeah, I'm good. But for people just starting out, they feel like they need to push out this guarantee. Focus on brand. When you make a little bit of money in your business, put the money back into short form, long form content. Like actually build a brand. Go to more events. Hence why you're here. Like be a person in the room that people want to surround themselves with, and they will just intrinsically buy from you. I'm just against a lot of the things that people are told because I did it without all of that. Okay? And you need to give them good expectations. If you tell a client, yeah, you should expect to see results within X amount of time, like don't just say some random stuff to get them to buy. Okay? I see a lot of offers where people just don't fulfill on them and then they collapse and then they look bad. And then people are like, yeah, that person's got a bad name because they pushed an offer and they couldn't fulfill. It's not good. It's not smart. You're going to ruin your name. And your name is worth more than collecting a couple grand from somebody who's on the phone with you. Now, here are some questions that you should ask yourself when creating or refining an offer. Okay? What are people going to object to when they hear your offer on the phone? Like, I really want you guys to write this down right now and write down, hey, here's my front-end offer. Okay? You have your front-end offer. What are the biggest objections you get on the phone right now? And underneath those objections, what way can you fulfill or answer them better? Just because your close rate's great on the phone doesn't mean that you can't improve the offer. Things can always be good, but they can always be better. Okay? If you can handle those objections, you make the product sexier, or you find a partner who can help you beat the objection. Like, hey, we just partnered with this blah, blah, blah company. Like, for our objection for a while was, well, you guys don't help us with sales training. Can you place a closer? And I was like, damn, we can't. So then I went to go partner with somebody who could give us closers. Every objection we've ever heard on the phone, we answered it by putting our money where our mouth was and finding somebody who could do it at least 80%, if not better than we could. Second is, can I fulfill the offer? Third is, has the market seen an offer like this before? I see a lot of people who copy offers like it's clockwork. You see the same ad but a different person. Like all the, like a lot of fitness offers I see where people are like, you want to get shredded in 90 days? Like you got to have a better unique mechanism. Okay? Does anybody know who Superhuman is? No? Oh, geez, that's not good. Okay, well, Berger does. Like, you got to have a unique mechanism. They're a fitness company. They do a lot of fitness training. But, like, our unique mechanism is getting Fight Club shredded and then being afraid to take your shirt off at the pool. Those are good mechanisms to have. There are ways to piss people off, and it gets more attention, and it gets more clicks, and they do very well. Okay? And then, does your offer take anything away from the back end? If you overload your front-end offer all the way on the front end, like you give them bonuses and they get an event ticket and they get yada, 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 yada. It's so much. Now you have nothing else to sell them afterwards. You've taken everything and just put it on the front end. So now when they're done with the program, what are you going to sell them now? Now you're going to make up some random shit and then you're pissing them off and everyone's out. You have to just make the offer better on the front end and make it simpler and make the pricing better and make your actual sales process better, and you won't have to front load so much crap in the front end. And then, how do I use pricing psychology to sway my buyers into spending more over time? There's a cool pricing hack that I've done a lot recently that I think you guys will really enjoy. So I remember he said 6K and someone else said 10K. Okay? What if you just tried another type of pricing hack and you could make more money? Here's what I would do, and this is what I do with some of my coaching offers, is I say, hey, like, what result are you looking for? I'm looking to achieve, like, give me the end result. Like, what are they getting? They're getting 30 grand. Okay. You should just charge people, say, hey, listen, the program is $9,800, but I want to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm just going to make you pay half now and then half when you get the result. Because if you can actually fulfill, you're going to get more money on the back end. And that's what I've done a lot of across the board, is to pay half now, pay half later, and I've just made more money doing that. Or I'm just like, hey, when you achieve X result, just pay the other half. Now your conversion rates are higher on the phone because they're like, damn, this guy just gave it to me 50% off. But it's still high ticket. Or you could say it's 6K. The thing that Jason Capital taught me this was you could just charge the full price on the phone and say it's 12K. So you're like, hey, it's $12,000, but I'm only going to charge you 6 now and 6 when you get to 30K. So that every bit of money after it is just a tip. It's like you're a waiter. It's free money. Or you do weekly payments. That's for people on a complete downsell, but I stay away from weekly payments because those are the worst people ever. But like, if you got to make money and you know they're a good qualified prospect, then yeah, go weekly, but I stay away from that a little bit. It just depends on the person. You can feel them out during the call. And then is my offer solving a problem at scale, or is it a way to stroke my ego? I see a lot of people push offers where they just say what they think the market wants because they have an ego around knowing what the prospect is. Let's be real, everybody's different. Your likes are different than her likes, and her likes are different than his likes. Like, everybody's got their own way of buying, different buying behaviors. If you can feed into that and you see that during the sales call, then you will know how to sell better. But your overall offer, the way you package it, has to solve a massive problem at scale. Okay? Like, if I found that, and this would be figurative, if I found that everybody in this room had 10,000 emails and you weren't sending any, I now know what an offer is. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, yeah, like, just like something random. Like, yeah, let's just ads. No, find their problem, find their pain point. And that's why the product ladder piece I talked about is so important. So how do I test offers? We test them as a bolt-on, not a like the bolt-on is what starts the customer journey. And I'll show you a really cool visual in a moment. But the way that I look at bolt-ons in a business is how I test an offer. I don't revamp what I'm doing and restart. I do a bolt-on. So, you know, we have back-end offers where I'm like, hey, you're running ads, you're doing well. Okay, well, let's do SEO. Let's edit your videos. And if you don't hit X amount of views, then we keep editing for free until you do. If we don't rank you on Google on the first page in 120 days, it's free. Like, we have other back-end bolt-on offers. That is part of the customer journey, not a separate offer that I would run an ad with. It is something that only the clients on the back end will get. Or it's during their onboarding call. Who here does an onboarding call when you bring on a client? Okay. And be honest, do you upsell your clients on the onboarding call? Raise your hand. Only a couple. If you are, I'm telling you this right now. We will, both. Yeah, I would do it on high ticket. Like, it's funny because I forgot who the gentleman was. I think it was you, Adam, right? Is that your name? Adam? Yeah. He pointed out, he's like, oh, you got, like, I saw you do this offer. We pushed out on the onboarding call, and it's got a 40% take rate. It's very, very high, okay? It's more of the same and faster, better results of what they wanted. Okay, we run free trainings. We run events. I love running events. We do application funnels or low-ticket funnels. Depending on what we know, will precursor what they buy on the back end. And then we will find that high-ticket winning offer. Okay, I know that based on my low-ticket offer, whatever the product is, what they're going to buy all the way on the back end. I know that if they buy, like, I have multiple low-ticket products. I have 1 million views. I got low-ticket starter kit. I have my book. I got 1-hour webinar. I have a bunch of low tickets to where I know that in the back end, what are they going to buy? Well, the 1-hour webinar is $27 on the back end. They're buying a done-for-you webinar funnel. Okay, sick. I know that the 1 million views, they're going to buy video editing in the back end. I know that the low-ticket starter kit, they're going to buy a low-ticket funnel build on the back end. I know because I'm making it simple. I'm just doing it for them afterwards because they don't want to do the work. Let's be real, okay? And we do not copy competition. I do not look at anybody else in the entire space. I don't care who it is. I don't copy them. I reverse engineer. I look at what they do and I'm like, okay, this person's got a decent offer. Like what thing or one thing can I take from it that will help me improve my front end or back end? Like there's things that I've taken from everybody. Hopefully you take something from me. You gotta always take that one thing. Regardless of how much it was, you're always gonna take one thing from everybody. And I've spent a lot of money on coaches and masterminds. I probably spent over 800 grand alone. I've always taken one thing, regardless if the program did not go as well as I thought, there was always that one thing that I took with me. And we test pain points. We test phrasing, subheadlines, landing pages, ads, of course, copy, pre-framing. We test SMS, we test emails. We found, and this will be really cool for you guys, is I found one of the highest reply rated text messages. I want you all to write this down. Okay, if someone joins your group or buys a low ticket product, I have tested probably over 20 different SMSs in my entire life. And the one SMS that got over an 80% reply rate was you send them the actual, like you deliver it through a text. And then the second text is, yeah, before I log off, I'm just curious, why did you join the group? And for some weird, odd reason, I have sold way more high ticket, getting them to reply, and then it shoots internal notification to a closer. Closer calls, sells. It looks so generic and simple, but it crushes every time. You want me to say it again? Okay. Hey, before I log off, just curious, why did you join the group? Or why did you buy the blah, blah, blah product? Or why did you opt in for the webinar? Or whatever the product is, you would just fill it in at the end. And the reply rates are nuts. It just does really well. Okay. I do a 7-minute delay. Good question. So I send the delivery at first, and then I do a 7-minute delay so it looks real. Because, dude, people are getting a little smarter. Even though most people have, like, zero common sense, people are getting a little smarter. Where they're like, they see the text, and then 10 minutes later, they get another one. They know it's automated. But if you make it 7 minutes, 9 minutes, like, it doesn't look as automated. Mm-hmm.
Just saying, like, this is an automated and a real person is behind this text. Like, just upfront, just calling it out.
I've never done that. That's a good question. For anybody who didn't hear, he was asking if he tests like an automated, like where in the text it says, hey, this is an automated message, blah, 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 just being upfront. I've never done that because I just, like, let's be real. They know the first text is automated. Like, we can just address the elephant in the room like they know. So if I call it out, yeah, they might respect me a little more, but, like, they know. And also, man, if they're, like, for people who are in B2B, if you're in your niche, I would test it because you're going, like, B2C, somewhat B2C. I mean, they're artists, but, like, if I'm going B2B, I'm just going to be upfront because they know because they're marketers at heart.
Yeah, so I tried this out on the other side because I sell my own art too. So I got a lot of resistance from potential art collectors or leads about the fact that they were getting automated a message, right? They would literally say, fuck this, I don't want to talk to a bot in my messages. So I was like thinking about bringing that over to the artist side because they're getting slammed with offers all the time.
So, like, here's the thing, that's a great question because there's also another big question I get, and it's kind of around the same realm, and I think this will really hammer home for you, which is, it's the same thing with email. Like, if I send emails and people reply or unsubscribe, people will stop sending emails to their list. They're like, dude, we can't keep sending emails, we're getting somebody unsubscribes. The brutal honesty, man, is that they weren't gonna buy shit anyway. So that you might as well let them leave the ecosystem and increase efficiency with your sales team and just let them interact with the real people who are actually willing to talk to you. Like, I want people to unsubscribe. I'm like, dude, you're broke. Get out of my list. Sick. And we move on. Like, I want people to unsubscribe. Also, it lifts my open rates for incoming emails later on down the road. That makes sense. I don't want you to harp so much on like, how do I make everyone happy? I want you to focus on your ideal people. It's less stress up here. Okay? Oh, wait, we got to pass him the mic.
I have the box right here. I got the box. Okay. You had said that this would work. This works for the low ticket or the group, like when I have
Both.
people join the group.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm going to add this to the end of my ManyChat Messenger,
Yeah, dude,
automation,
do that.
where I follow this client's community ManyChat layout with the thank you video and all that. But I think I'm going to add this at the end.
Yeah, dude, that one crushes when you're just like, hey, I'm just curious before I log off. Why did you sign up? It's really good, dude. It works. Yeah. So the other one, a big thing with offers is we spend whatever the break-even LTV of the lead or the buyer is. This is a big one that hits home for me because a lot of people who run ads, they get real emotional about their ad spend. They're spending money every day and they're like, oh, this isn't working out, or like my ads aren't doing as great. We spend whatever the break-even lifetime value is, which to some people, they'd be like, wait, why would you do that? I'm testing offer validity, and let's say a customer is worth $8,000. Let's say you're charging $2,000 a month, and the customer is worth $8,000 in 4 months. I'm willing to spend $8,000 to get the $2,000 customer, because the person who pays the most for a customer wins. And that's always the biggest belief system I've always taken. A lot of people will say, dude, you're out of your freaking mind. Why would you do that? If you take care of that client, you break even, you get referrals, you keep it in their ecosystem, you now get more data, you can now scale your offer a lot more efficiently and faster. Which just comes down to fulfillment. It comes down to having a good business. A lot of people are scared to spend more money on ads, but the realistic piece is that the biggest thing I learned was you just got to spend more money, and that's the damn game. Okay? Some offers will work well on Facebook, but you need to change the messaging and the landing page for other platforms. So like if you're testing an offer on Facebook and IG, which is most where people will start, which is fine. But if you want to like get to YouTube and Google and maybe TikTok and other platforms, you got to change the funnel and the messaging. Because TikTok's more short form, YouTube's more long form. You're going to need a VSL to an application to then a call. You're going to pay 3 to 4 times more for a YouTube book call than you are on Facebook and Instagram, but they're better quality people. Okay? That's one of the things I've noticed too is that we have campaigns and like, does anybody here use Hyros? Okay, cool. If you're using Hyros, like we've seen that a lot of campaigns where we're spending $200 a call versus $90 a call, the $200 a call made more money. Why? Because I wasn't looking at just the cost. We have to get away from that. Like, oh I'm getting $90 a call here. Let's just keep running that. No, those leads are shit. Go over here, $200 a lead and talk to better people. Does that resonate with anybody? Okay. The next piece is profitable campaign structure. Okay? Disregard the first bullet point. I did not change my bullet point. Excuse me. But like we have so many data points that we've ran over the years, like billions of data points. Facebook, just so you know, like, does anybody here deal with Facebook bans? Anybody here in the room? You get disabled a lot? Okay. The biggest thing that I learned was going to one of those Facebook partner workshops, and they were like, dude, they have 52,000 data points per person. So every single thing that you do on Facebook has 52,000 touch points in their platform. So like people have gotten banned on Facebook, what do? They go use their friend's account, they use their wife's account, they use some other person's account, and they wind up getting shut down anyway. They know what Wi-Fi you're on, what IP you're on, whatever it looks like, they know. And the biggest thing about like campaign structure for me is everyone always asks me, dude, what's the best way to make my ads more profitable? All of my ads are broad. I don't run any interest targeting. I don't run any CBO targeting. I don't run any of that garbage. Everyone's trying to sell you a trick. I'm not selling you anything, but I'm not going to sell you a trick. We run maybe 10 to 11,000 a day on Facebook. I just do one ad set, 10 grand a day, fucking all my creatives in there. And that's all I've ran. I let the market tell me what's a good offer and what's not. I look at my data instead of looking at Ads Manager. I think Ads Manager is one of the most toxic things for business owners because they're just looking at it all day. And I'm like, dude, that's not what you should be looking at. Let's say you have 3 salespeople and you're spending 10 grand a day. Okay, this salesperson who's getting all the calls, they suck. So let me take that person off and take that 3 grand and put it towards the other 2 people and increase efficiency. Did that have anything to do with the ads? No. Had zero to do with the ads. If I'm getting low ticket buyers and the AOV's not high, then what's my problem? It's not the ad, it's that my upsells are not getting enough of a take rate. We focus on the simple things because we don't want to focus on the hard ones. So like my campaigns, I've been running ads, the same video for 3 years. I have this one video that crushes for us where it's me in front of a water fountain and I have all these pimples on my face. I had shit skincare back then. And that video has like over 1.1 million views on the feed. And it's just been running with no ad copy whatsoever. There's zero ad copy. It's just a video of me in front of a water fountain, and that's it. And I'm just like, are you currently running ads? If you are, have me in my 8-figure advertising, blah, 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 blah. And that was 3 years ago. I've never changed the ad at all because what mattered was when the person clicked and went into my funnel, what was their conversion rate? How much did they spend? Did they show up for the call? Were they qualified? Did they get sold? What was their AOV? Did they stay the whole 4 months of their commitment? What are the numbers? I don't care about the ads manager at all. And it's crazy because for the last 7 years, I've been the ad guy because it's sexy to be the ad guy. It's like, oh yeah, dude, like ads, look at my ads. I'm like, nah, fuck your ads. What does your business actually do? What is going on here? Like what levers can I pull for you? And they're like, nah, dude, it's the ads. Like, check out, like, look at the cost here. I'm like, nah, I don't want to look at your ads manager. All the people that I coach are massively just like confused. When the first call, I'm like on the slide, and we have a slide in the onboarding sequence where I'm just like, I will not look in your ads manager. And they're like, what the fuck? I thought this whole time I was buying ads management. I'm like, no, we're buying business growth and development and all these things that are actually important. Like every single business I've ever gone into and grown has not been because of their ads. It's also because of culture and environment. If you have salespeople and they're underperforming and you have a good offer, sometimes it's not the salesperson. It's you. Because they're not motivated to work for you. They don't see any path or mission for them to grow upon. They're just like, yeah, I take 10 calls a day and I make $8,000 a month. Like, fuck this guy though. That's how they feel. They don't care. The reason why people want to work for me is because they're like, dude, this guy's speaking at events. He's friends with this person. He's got this cool award. He's done all these cool things. I want to work for him. And they go balls to the wall. They're loyal. Like they will literally die on the stock of Wojo Media. That is what they will do every single day. Like I have sales guys who will work till 10 o'clock at night. They're like, dude, these fucking follow-ups. And they're hammering. And they're Uber eating food. And they're excited to work for me. It's not sales calls to them. It's like, yo, we push these people in. They're going to come to an event at some point. And then they're going to buy one-on-one with you. And then they're going to go here. And like, they're actually excited about selling something. They just don't care about what you're selling. They just want to get paid. Okay? And then the last piece here, like, this is a big thing that I need people to understand, especially after doing this for so long, is that there is a learning phase inside of ads. That's the only trick that I'm going to give you, is that if you have your ads manager, maybe you have it open right now, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but whatever it is, you need to get past the learning phase at all costs. If you stay in the learning phase or it says learning limited, you need to get out, which means that you have to spend more money. So if you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm still getting consistent calls, no, they're going to keep pushing your shit down the feed. Get out of the learning phase, get out of learning limited, put out more creatives. Okay, one of the biggest things for ads that we've done is not the targeting. All I do is I go in, I take an ad set and I duplicate it, and I just put in a new set of creatives. Like Blake will come over once a week and we'll just shoot new ads every week. Nothing else changes. I'm like, yo, put it on the drive, fuck it, upload it, drag and drop, and I'm uploading new ads. I'm not changing anything else. I don't change the funnel. I don't touch any of that stuff. And then my sales director will tell me, hey, this person's not closing that well. This person's number 3. This person's cash collected is high. Because the KPIs, like we have one salesperson right now. And it's funny. He's got the lowest close rate, but the most cash collected. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So the lowest close rate, highest cash collected. Because what is he able to do? He's better at getting people to pay in full. He's just better at it. But most people would fire him because they're not looking at the numbers. They're like, dude, his close rate's 19%. You know, one of our other guys, Justin or Usama, okay, they're 28%. We're going to fire Brendan because he's at 19. No, we're not going to fire Brendan. We're going to keep Brendan because Brendan gets more piffs. It's not always about the ad cost or one lower entry. You got to look at the bigger picture. I just run broad. Like I literally go into Ads Manager and it's 25 to 65 plus, no interest. That's it. It takes me 5 minutes to set up. I know that sounds completely against what you've been taught or maybe learned on a free YouTube video, but like I just don't do any else other than that. I just don't. And it's crazy because broad is working better than interest targeting because of iOS 14 and iOS 15 and all these updates. They're kicking people out of the platform. People are opting out of tracking. So if I'm looking at interests, like you'll plug an interest in Facebook and it will have 15 million people. No, it doesn't. It's all a lie, okay? It's not 15 million. It's like 1.5 million because everyone opted out of ads almost. I don't use interest. And then here's the problem with interest now is that when you stack them, so let's say you have fitness and dieting and whatever, fucking Weight Watchers, and you put all three together, you don't even know which one's the winner because now you stacked all three just to get a bigger audience size. You're just throwing money down the toilet. I just do broad, and I let the creative decide. You had a question? 25 to 65 plus. Unless it's like really targeted, like maybe it's maybe you're an insurance and it's death benefit, then that's 50 plus, right? The only ones that I'll really play with are like top 10% zip codes. Yeah. But if it's on YouTube I get a little more granular on. But Facebook, I'll either do broad or top 10% US zip codes.
And if you've been doing it for a while and you know your audience is between 30 and 60, would you still shrink it down to that, or would you leave it broader?
I would make it broader, yeah. The thing, too, is that we have to understand that when I was a kid, like when I mean a kid, I mean middle school, high school, kids would lie to get on Facebook. We would use our parents' emails and shit, and we would say that we were 5 years older just so we can get on Facebook. So the age is, like, really skewed. So, like, you'll see people go into your funnel sometimes. You're like, wait, you're 18. How the hell did you get in here? Well, fucker lied, you know? Like, you put it wrong age to get on Facebook years and years ago. So people still do that. Like, I have a cousin who's 10 and he's on Facebook. I'm like, bro, my audience is going to be 25 plus and your ass is going to get in that. Because you act like you're older, but you're not.
But obviously for gender, you would like, we only work with.
Yeah, for gender, of course, Brett. Yeah, branch that, yeah.
I'm curious, like, would you, so essentially making it broad on the ad set level, are you doing any segmenting from, like, let's say, application to booking, or do you strictly just go off of your sales director? Or is there, like, are you scoring leads and segmenting essentially, like, the lead to sales cycle opposed to the ad?
Yeah, so we have a score with leads. So like we'll mark them as a tag. Like we'll do tag 1 is a no-show. Tag 2 is showed up to the call, not qualified. Tag 3 is showed up to the qualify, offered, didn't buy, and then tag 4 is bought. So that's how we score them. We're like, hey, on a scale 1 to 4, like how good are they?
Are you optimizing for leads?
So that's a good question. So at first, before I had Hyros, I only optimized for lead, okay? And then because Go High Level really hit the market and filtrated everything, people started optimizing for schedule or like complete registration because of the way that you can add your pixel ID into the forms and whatnot and track those conversions. I now only optimize for Hyros call because I use Hyros. So I use Hyros' API event instead now. So as you get booked calls, Hyros will calculate the calls at the back end, and I don't run leads anymore. I run Hyros call as the conversion event.
With Hyros only capturing the first 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
if you have people booking calls outside of that 30 days, you can't. Sorry, I said with Hyros only attributing back 30 days, and you're basing it on Hyros calls, but you could have a lot of calls that come after the 30 days. What do you do?
So within the 30-day window, like we'll look at cash collected and we'll see what ad sets. I don't look at ads on a 7-day or a 14-day window. I just look at the month. So like, I mean, that's a good point. But if you want to get people outside of the 30 days, then just do more retargeting for engagers because in order for them to click an ad, they got to engage. So that's how we scoop them up too. So if we want to go past 30 days, we just do Instagram or Facebook engagers last 90 days. And then we'll scoop up the other 60, and then we'll exclude the book calls last 30. Yeah. Okay, sick. Okay, did you guys all get this? Yes? Thumbs up? A little bit of energy? Yes? Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I got one more.
Oh, okay, sick.
With broad targeting, I'm concerned with the lead quality going down, which is fine if we get way more leads, but are you qualifying applications and excluding some of the book calls you're getting to just keep your sales team efficient? Like, how are you doing that?
So that's a great question. Okay. So what we do is we go for quantity. Okay. I don't actually do an application. I go from landing page, they click a button, and they go to a calendar. I do double booking. So I go for quantity with double booking, so my show rates are 80% or higher. And also, if they get a double booking and someone else shows, let's say both people show up, just let a setter take the second person, and then the closer will take the person who has more money. I'm just being honest, we will. We'll look at their formula, like this person put 100K a month, this person put 5K a month. Yeah, fuck that. We'll let the person take the 100K call who's the closer, and then the setter will take the 5K call. And that's just how we do it. So we have like we made a Slack channel through an API where we tag them in GHL, where we literally made the tag. So like tag you're it, and then it gets sent to the setter. So that's how we efficiently did double booking. If you're spending, like, is anybody in here spending like maybe $1,000 a day or more on ads? Okay. $2,500 a day? Okay, yeah, you should be double booking.
Okay.
For sure. Your show rates will go up, and you'll make more money, for sure. Yeah.
Love it. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So this is a big belief. How much time do I have, by the way? Okay, sick. All right, cool. All right, cool. What?
If you've already got an ROI of, say, like 4 or 5, with the strategy that we're currently using, would you say just keep doing that or test alongside with the broad targeting?
So I'm going to challenge that. You're getting a 4 to 5. Do you just sell one product?
On the front, yeah.
Do you,
Back end of
you do have a back end. What's your take rate on the back end?
not enough.
It's not enough. Then don't worry about ads. Fix the back end.
Yeah, because our front end's got too much in it.
Mm-hmm. Pull out some from the front end and test it and see the elasticity in the offer, and then push that to the back end. And then you'll make more money there, and then you should have a 7x-ish with the back end. You should. Okay. Well, a 10% take rate? Yeah, that's got to be at least 30. Yeah. So fix your back end ascension, and then you'll just make more money, and you could pour into ad spend, hire more closers, and make more money. That's the game. Okay. So why breaking even? I'm going to speed through. I love the questions. I usually get a lot, so because I'm in the ad space, so people just have a shit ton of questions. So I'm going to try to get through the rest of this. So breaking even, I don't really have to go too much into this, but like low-ticket digital products, I'm okay breaking even because I'm getting customers for free. If I spend enough money in ads to get 100,000 customers who spent $1 with me, I'd rather do that than get 10 people or even 100 people who spent 10 grand. Because I'm getting 100,000 people on my email list for free, and I can then email them moving forward, and I'm okay breaking even. Most of my low-ticket offers right now, I lose money on the front end. So it's free reach, free ads, free data, whatever you want to look at it as. Okay, I want you to take a picture of this. These are things I want you to go home and look at. Is like, what bottlenecks in my funnel am I suffering from right now? These are all the bottlenecks that you could be suffering from. Bad lead nurture, bad AOV, bad conversion rates, sales team isn't in KPI, your offers aren't in Pulse, bad webinar short, whatever kind of funnels you're running. I just want you to sit there at home later and say, okay, cool. I have this list of bottlenecks. Which ones are actually suffocating my pipeline? Okay. Has everybody got it? Okay. Next piece is my customer journey map. Okay, I'm going to skip over a couple of slides after this because I want to get through everything. But this is the way that I look at building new Ascension offers. So you have what they buy on the front end, okay? And then you have the problem that you create. My goal is to create problems for my customers. I know that if I create a problem for you and I have a product to solve it, you're going to keep buying from me, which means that your Ascension rates will go up. So, you know, for us, if we get you more leads, you're going to need a setter, you're going to need a closer, you're going to need email marketing. You're going to buy it from us, okay? I want to create problems for you. And then 60 days, we create another problem. And then we get continuity. The biggest piece with continuity is that if you have a front-end high ticket and then you have an Ascension, maybe it's more one-on-one. Then you have a mastermind. Then you have continuity, which is maybe a SaaS. You're then going to get more referrals. And the referrals pay for your ad spend, which is what it says on the top in black with white text. Okay? It's going to cover my ad cost. The more referrals you get, the more you can spend on ads. It's just a freaking cash wheel at that point. Okay? these are the 3 things that I had learned with Facebook, is the 3 tiers of how Facebook actually ranks your ads. Okay, this is the highest level thing that I'm going to give you as far as Facebook ad hacks, is how they actually rank your ad on the feed. So there's tier 1, there's tier 2, and there's tier 3. So tier 1, you're getting a lot of engagement. Tier 2, and there's more metrics in here, but I'm not going to harp too much. But you're going to get a higher engagement ranking. You'll see that on the ad level in your ads, like what your engagement ranking is. And then 3 is your CTRs are near 1% or a little bit over. So that's how they really rank your ads. So really go for more creative and better hook rates, because Facebook's going to give you better CPMs, which keeps your ad account costs down drastically. Okay. And just to give you some like ideations, ideas, okay, some good funnels to test. If you're thinking about testing offers, I just like to give this value out because you're just like good, like for example, it's a good funnel to test. Okay, maybe you have a low ticket product, you can test it from a $497 to a $2K price point. Okay, if you're doing a $997 to a $4K, go to a challenge funnel. If you're in high ticket, you go application to book call. And then if you want to self-liquidate, you go to a low ticket. Okay. That was one of my highest converting offers for sure, was a low ticket starter kit. We had 18,000 buyers in 90 days. The shit was insane. It was freaking ballistic. My Go High Level account got shut down like 3 times. It was crazy. All the texts and whatnot. Okay. Last part is higher converting landing page in a sales funnel. Like, it depends on your niche, but like, what's the best funnel, right? And this is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so what really goes into it? It's harnessing the right copy, the right offer, right storytelling. What are the infatuations? What are the pain points that we're hitting for the avatar? And the power of a good landing page is increased conversion rates, which means that you can get more conversions for the same spend. Why spend more on ads? Yeah, that's exciting, but why spend more when we can just raise the conversion rate and you make more money? Okay, as you spend, costs go up. You're going to deal with that. Your $120 cost per call at $2,500 a day are going to go up to $150, $175 as you spend $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a day. They will. But if you have a good conversion rate, you're able to offset it, add more testimonials, you can bridge the gap. And your offer gets to stay around longer. A lot of low-ticket offers can only last 6 to 8 months on average. I've had ones that have ran for 1.5 years, 2 years strong. It's very hard to do, but your offer can stay around longer. Okay, this is just an example. This was a store that I came into, like raising the conversion rate, just showing you from like every single step of the funnel why it's important to focus on conversion rate, not just your ads. Okay, I'm not going to get too much into this. You guys already know this stuff. You guys are high level. Okay, this is one thing I use for ideating headlines. So if you're looking for a new headline to write on the top of your landing page, I want you to use this. What I use every single time. Okay, so reveal how X avatar have achieved X result by using your unique mechanism. So your unique mechanism is what you call your thing or your system or whatever you sell or do, and you make it so that it is more curiosity driven. Okay, in as little as X days or same day or 24 hours, whatever that looks like. Okay, and then the last piece is your backend KPIs and LTVs. Okay, how are we going to boost them? What numbers are going to dictate the right levers to pull? There's so many businesses out there that are just looking at this bird's eye view of like their ads and like all the emotional things going on in the day-to-day that you don't realize that there's actual KPIs that they can pull to boost their lifetime value. Okay, data allows us to find the right decisions. We take our emotions and we just throw them to the side because money doesn't care about how you feel. Okay. And then if people miss this, you could take another picture of this. I don't know if anybody missed this, but I always keep this up twice because people really enjoy this, which is your customer journey. And then here are some things that I would give you as like a checklist as far as like, hey, what things am I not doing in my business? Am I posting omnipresent? Am I testing videos and hooks? Am I doing long form YouTube? Am I posting on LinkedIn or Threads? How am I collecting leads? What type of CRM do I have? Am I getting published in press? Am I going on podcasts? Am I growing my following? Okay, even if it's small and it's steady, it's better than zero. Am I running paid traffic? Are you tracking everything? Going to events, you can check that one off, you're here. Emails and SMS, and then what do people see when they go on Google and search you? If they don't see anything, that's not good. And then this is definitely the biggest methodology that I've been able to build. Like, this is how we go in our portfolio company, and we just look at every single business, and we'll sit there for hours, and we'll be like, okay, what are their offers? What's their conversion rate? We just write it down as we go. This business is doing 6 figures. How do we take it to 7? Here's the things that we're going to look out for. Okay? And this isn't only about making money. There's other facets or psychology that goes into every single piece. Like, email or organic is not just send more emails. It's messaging. It's offers. Sales systems is environment, culture of salespeople. Do they actually suck, or is the owner the problem? Lifetime value drivers. Maybe their retention's trash. People are not happy with the product. It's not only about just pushing more in front of them. So every single piece, you got to ask yourself, what am I not doing in my business right now that is hindering me from making more money? Because ads are just one piece of the puzzle. And with that being said, I appreciate your time. I hope you guys got a lot of value. And thank you.